Hello, Dullbedsitblogger here, and I'm on the first day of my holiday to France with my lovely girlfriend and her lovely mum. We're going to get the train and we're going to go down to the south of France. Ooh. And I'm quite excited about this. I think if you watch my videos regularly, you know I turned into a train spotter due to graffiti, and I'm just on the train going up to St Pancras, and look at this. Tantalising, eh? Tantalising. A bit of graffiti on the train, but it's on the other side, so I can't see. Hopefully we'll be getting out on this side and I'll be able to see it later. So tantalising. On the other side of the train there's a couple of pieces, but I'm just stuck with a couple of tags. So I'm on the Eurostar to Lille at the moment. Let's have a look out the window. We're in Kent still. France will be soon. So there you have it, I'm in France now. Ooh. So we found our hotel. It wasn't quite where they said it was, but it was close-ish to where it was. And it's very red and green with lots of art on the walls. And a long corridor. I like long corridors. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Red run! Here's Johnny. I'm in the main square of Lille, which is it's all looking quite nice. And Lille is very close to Belgium, so it's got more of a tradition of beer than wine, which is unusual for those French people. And I had a very nice ruby leaf with my lunch today, which was a Welsh rarebit, and it was a Welsh rarebit, and unlike any other Welsh rarebit I've had before. It was kind of like a bowl of molten cheese with a bit of bread floating inside it. It's very tasty, but all that work from my power walks is going to be coming back on from eating mainly cheese-based dishes in France, I think. Oh well. So it's day 2 and we're at the Citadel in Lille, which is a pretty old fortification, and it's got 16 million bricks in it, and is kind of what they based the ideas for building the Pentagon on. So yeah, old ideas brought into a new world order. Ooh. There you go, here's another angle of a bit of the Citadel. It's quite big, the Citadel, so it's very difficult for me to get all of it. Basically, it has sort of, on each of these points, you see the point there, it has a bastion or small fortress on each of the 6 points of the star of the Citadel. All the walls there have earth banked behind them to absorb the impact of any cannon fire, and it's almost like a town within a town, and each little part can be sealed off, so if one part of the Citadel is caught, not the whole Citadel is caught at the same time. Very interesting. Lille is a university town. When we were there, it was the beginning of a new educational year. So all the students were marching around town. It appeared that the first years were not allowed to wear their white coats yet, which were all decorated on the back. And the second and third years and stuff like that were leading them around town and getting them to shout various things in French, except "Here we go, here we go," which we kept hearing them go, "Here we go, here we go, here we go." So that's international now. The whole thing ended up with them having to jump into the fountain in the main square. A lot of the costumes that people were wearing were based on films. I think I saw Men in Black, I saw Clockwork Orange. There was also what might be described as a not quite politically correct Jamaican themed faculty, which had people blacking up. Yes, less said about that really. In the evening we were wandering around and we found an art installation sponsored by the fashion house Hermes, and we went round it and I thought, oh, it's a corporate art thing, so I dropped a copy of Godspunk 11 in the middle of it for someone to pick up, or it might have been thrown away by the curators. Who knows? Wonder what the journey of that CD is. We're leaving Lille and we're on the train for the next 4 hours. So I think I'm going to have a bit of chaos later, practice for splitting the atom, and maybe making some of the background music for this video. So this is sort of the middle of set. You've got the water there, and that just there below my finger is the hotel that we're staying at. And here you go, let's do a spin. And just like Torquay or any other good British seaside town, they have a Dotto train which does a bit of a circuit, and then we've got the big boats. The fish market is just down there under my finger, and apparently on this channel certain times of year they do, oh look, is that some fish or something? Little shoal of little fish, little fish, little fish. Can you see them? Yeah. Little tiny fishes. Anyway, I was distracted by tiny fish. At certain times of year, during September I think it is, they have boat jousting, where they have two teams on large rowboats jousting each other into the water, which is quite exciting. It's a shame we didn't get to see it. I think I saw one of the boats training, maybe, but yes. So set, very pleasant. Science brought us the 4 cheeses, and the pizza scientists in set have been working on something brand new. This is a 5 cheese pizza. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cheeses on one pizza. Can only be good. So we're leaving Set and we're heading off to Narbonne, where we're going to stay at a friend of my lovely girlfriend's mum's. We're in a little village that's just outside Narbonne, and today we've gone for a bit of a drive around, to have a look around at some lovely, very picturesque villages. Hopefully you can see past my big head. If not, I'll do another shot spinning around. And so this is the village of Bages, or B-A-G-E-S. There's a lovely cat. Shall we have a look at the lovely cat? Lovely cat shot. Oh. Come to hang out with me. So yes, and it's been a really chilled out couple of days. So we've been just relaxing in the countryside near the vines. Went through a walk through the vineyards and hanging out with the cats and the dogs, and it's been very nice. So we went for a swim after our little explore around the little villages and had some oysters. I didn't have oysters. I'm a vegetarian, don't you know. So now we're just going for a little walk in the vineyards in the very pleasant midi sun in the evening. Lovely. Let's have a close-up of some grapes. So, not a lot to add to the video today because it's been, look at it. So you've seen me walking through the vineyards, and this is a bottle of Villa Major. Is that right? From the Corbières, and this is a wine so local you can probably touch one of the vines that created this red velvet. It's got very strong blackcurrant. Yeah, blackcurrant, maybe even some blackberries. It's got good legs on it. Look at the legs on that. Lovely colour. Very dark. None of this weedy wine. Very dark here. I'm finding that very difficult. It has it's a very dry wine. I'm not normally I side with the evil New World wines. I'm going with the jammy and the big flavours, but this has quite a complex flavour. Definitely a wine that you'd have with something to eat, not just a wine that you'd sit down and just chug away. There's a little bit of treacle. It's quite flinty. A little bit of treacle. Maybe a small bit of apple. Very tasty, very tasty. So yesterday was all grey and sort of kind of a bit rainy and a bit really. Today it's a lot sunnier but very windy, and today we say goodbye to where we were, and now we're heading to Carcassonne, where we're getting a lift in the car to Carcassonne. At the moment we're in La Grasse, which is a medieval town with these lovely little narrow streets. Oh, being vegetarian in France, and I have tarte de jour, which is lots of stuff. It's all vegetarian, look at it, and it's in France. Now we're at Carcassonne, which is very picturesque. We'll have a look up there. Look at that up there. Is that not a classical fairy tale view? You smell of elderberries. Your mother smells of elderberries, and your father was a racing horse. I fought in your general direction. We're in a logis on the inside, a little hotel, which is very nice. Inside is a little bit touristy, but then, you know, it looks great, and it makes me realise how few tourists we've been coming across, because when you're inside, suddenly every other person's speaking English or not French, and you suddenly realise, wow, yes, we've been not off the beaten track but away from the English track. Anyway, let's have a look at that's the rest of the town. That looks pretty cool. There. And then back to the medieval fairy castle. After spending part of the day yesterday in the medieval theme park that is Carcassonne, the medieval walled keep, we're now in the real town of Carcassonne, down by the market, just about to have a hot chocolate, and then we're going to get the train to Nîmes. Be nice. So we're in Nîmes now, and last night we had a lot of wandering around. Nîmes is quite a cool city after the theme park feel of Carcassonne. Nîmes has the largest, most complete Roman arena of any city, and I have the audio tour, which we're going around listening to the history and about what it was like to be a Roman living in Nîmes. Now in the Le Jardin de Fontaine, which is a little bit fancy, a couple of statues here and there, a bit of a water feature. Yeah, it is a little bit fancy. Oh, they're playing boule over there. It is in France. And those cherubs holding up the urns, they're massive. They're about the size of an adult. The arena where we were this morning is just there. We're heading back to the train station in Nîmes, and it's been quite nice in Nîmes, apart from I've been really bitten by mosquitoes. I don't normally get bitten by mosquitoes. Normally they take one bite and go, yeah, he tastes a bit horrible, and then they stop biting me. But obviously I was full of foreign charm and promise. They just kept munching away at me. I think my lovely girlfriend counted over 16, something like that, bites, and I got a few more last night, which is a bit annoying, but you know, foreign travel, it's all about illnesses and getting bitten by exotic insects. So here we are on the first class carriage on the TGV. It smells a bit of cheese. I don't know if my lovely girlfriend's got something to do with that. I don't know, I'm not sure. We'll see when we're on the next train, if it still smells of cheese. It's my lovely girlfriend. Now back at St Pancras and heading back to Brighton. So we'll see what this little bit of journey brings us, and then it's back